IVM.
Hi, I want to tell you a little bit about the sponsors for our podcast today. It's Savari.com. And Savari is India's largest intra-city cab service. They're present in 98 cities. And they've been around since 2006. They're a chauffeur-driven cab company offering intercity full-day and half-day cabs as well as airport transfers. What's interesting is their chauffeurs are highly trained, experienced drivers and well-versed in local information and routes. They have loads of choices like hatchbacks, sedans, Innovas, even tempo travelers and luxury cars. They offer flexibility so you can customize your itinerary and honor special requests. So for booking with them, go to Savari.com. That's Savari.com. They also have a call center and an app. And if you want 250 rupees off, use the special coupon code IVM Travel. That is IVM TRAVEL. There is no S. An additional 300 rupees off if you pay via Amazon Pay. So don't forget to use Savari the next time you need a chauffeur-driven car. Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. Today's fun fact of the day has to do with toddlers. Did you know that there is a developmental stage in children around the age of 2? This stage is affectionately known as the terrible twos. The main reason for this stage being so terrifying is that the children learn to say the word no. It's the child's no phase and a very important part of development. I find it so funny seeing parents arguing with their children at this stage, mainly because the children don't really know what they're saying no to. Most often, it's things that they wanted in the first place. This stage is when they are growing close to 700 new neural connections every second, every single second. This is the stage when they start to develop a sense of identity. They are no longer an extension of their parents, but a new individual. Saying no is how they express this newfound sense of individualism. They realize that they have a choice, an opinion. More importantly, they can now test the boundaries of their parental control and grow their social understanding. It was so easy as a child. Eat your pancakes. No. Wear your sweater. No. Give daddy a hug. No. Saying no was almost a game. Now, as an adult, it's so hard to say no. Do you find it hard too? Do you sometimes in your head start by saying no, but your mouth shouts out a yes? If you have a hard time saying no to things, don't worry. It's very common. After all, we are social animals and we want to be liked. We often think that if we say no, the other person might not like us, or that we might get pushed out of the social circle. The end result is we now have more things to do. We waste our time doing other people's work or spend time doing things that we don't like doing. I had a tough time saying no till I realized the damage. The inability to say no hurts us in 3 big ways. The first is that doing things you do not find fulfilling just because you could not say no is a big energy drain on the system. Not only are you doing extra work, but you also feel silly for saying yes. You go into a loop of self-doubt. The second big problem is that saying yes to everything is a productivity nightmare. You cannot focus on the most important tasks. You might have a presentation to complete for the next day, but your colleague has asked you for some help on some numbers on Excel. What happens? Your presentation suffers. The third issue is that if you say yes to everything, people will eventually start taking you for granted. Not because they are bad people, but because they see you as being helpful. Now, very often we get drawn into this trap of saying yes because we have low self-esteem. The feeling of being taken for granted doesn't help your low self-esteem at all. So why is it so hard for us to say no? Remember, saying no doesn't mean that you're a bad person or that you're impolite or rude. Saying no is simply exercising your right to have a choice. Saying no to someone else is equal to saying yes to yourself. It's about giving yourself value. So here are a few helpful ways to say no. Be direct. Don't say maybe. Just say no. Or no, I don't want to. Or no, but thank you for asking. The next, don't apologize and give a reason. Never lie about why you can't do something. And lastly, a good idea is to say no, but give another alternative. This way, you're not leaving them hanging. So your simple habit to stop saying yes to things you don't want to do is to say no to at least one thing every day. Just get into the habit of exercising your right to say no. It's all about practice. Start saying no politely and see the amount of time and energy you will have. Bring out your inner child. Go back to the days when it was just so easy to say no. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram.
Hey Meghnad, do you know how to citizen?
Hey Shreyas, do you know how to citizen?
Hey Meghnad, do you know how to citizen?
Hey Shreyas, let's just do a podcast about it.
Let's do a podcast about it. A podcast is called
How to Citizen.
In every episode, we get a new guest and discuss one chapter from the 8th grade civics textbook. Think about it as 3 friends revising before a test. And we go back to school. There's nostalgia, there's trauma, there are lunch breaks, there are favorite teachers, there are horrible teachers, there's everything.
So every Tuesday we bring in a guest on the podcast and we ask them a very simple question. Do you know how to citizen?
Meghnad, I think the question is, do you know how to citizen?
But Shreyas, I'm asking you this question. Do you know how to citizen?
Did you know that Parsis in Mumbai, instead of being left at the Tower of Silence after they die, are now cremated? And why? Because a cow fell sick in the early 1990s. Did you know that the smog in Delhi is caused by something that farmers in Punjab do and that there's no way to stop them? Did you know that there wasn't one gas tragedy in Bhopal, but 3? One of them was seen, but 2 were unseen. Did you know that many well-intentioned government policies hurt the people they're supposed to help? Why was demonetization a bad idea? How should GST have been implemented? Why are all our politicians so corrupt when not all of them are bad people? I'm Amit Verma, and in my weekly podcast, The Seen and the Unseen, I take a shot at answering all these questions and many more. I aim to go beyond the seen and show you the unseen effects of public policy and private action. I speak to experts on economics, political philosophy, cognitive neuroscience, and constitutional law so that the insights can blow not only my mind, but also yours. The Seen and the Unseen releases every Monday. So do check out the archives and follow the show at seenunseen.in. You can also subscribe to The Seen and the Unseen on whatever podcast app you happen to prefer.